Good evening, good people. I'm BJ, and I'm here to hopefully entertain you for a little bit. And I see the snickering. I have heard every joke about my name that there could possibly be. So spare me. But anyhow, I was going to call this little skit relatable. But I have a great fear that Ellen's attorneys would be knocking on my door like, hey, you can't do that. We're going to sue you for the nothing you don't have. But so I figured I might alter it just a little bit. Can't resist. I mean, good comedy is good comedy. And I can't deny that. I'm not proud or tired. So, I decided to change the name of this to Relatable Things. Drop my lighter. God. That was not in the skit. Oh shit, I'm gonna melt my jewel down here. But anyhow, relatable things. Let me give you a little background. I was married until recently for 5 years to a woman who was 40 years younger than me. Yes, I said 40. This girl over here, is eyes are real big, her mouth's open. She looks like that emoji on my phone. Guy in the back there, he's going, I guess it's all relative. But anyhow, we had a friend, an acquaintance that knew us both and knew of the situation. After the divorce, she calls me up one night. She's like, hey, why don't you come on over and, we'll talk a little, maybe, have a little fun, watch some TV or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of alone and shit, so why not, So I go over there, I got a bottle of wine, and we're drinking wine and smoking a little green, and you know how it goes. One thing leads to another, and pretty soon we're in bed. Well, I'm not a cougar, really. But this girl just happens to be 22 years younger than me. So, it's not quite as bad, Not that it's bad. Guy in the back's going, again. But, we ended up into the bed. And then she's like, well, what are you going to call me? And I'm like, call you? I mean, I'm not really into the honey or dear or sugar or the one that's really personal for me, the finger up the hole personal, which is babe. So I'm like, I don't really like all that traditional stuff, I gotta think of something else, like a nickname. So I thought about it for a minute and I said, and here's a plug, Atticus, Project Atticus. I said, how about Buddy? Buddy? No. Absolutely not. Don't ever call me Buddy. And I'm like, well, Buddy, let's go smoke some bud. No, don't call me Buddy. And I'm like, okay. I will never, ever, ever call you Buddy again. Now let me tell you something about me and nicknames. Sometimes they're instant, they just come to me. Sometimes they're fitting, appropriate. Like the butler dude that comes over to vacuum my carpets every day. I call him Kirby. I mean, I don't know, that might be his real name. I don't really know. The cook that comes and makes these French dinners, I can't even, pronounce the names. I call him Grub. The guy down at the bakery, I call him Donuts. And you know, once I get a nickname, they kind of stick. They just won't leave my mind. Well, for example, this guy out here in the audience, what's your name? Fred? Ovary up and stand up, Fred. Now, do me a favor and spin around for these people. Yeah. Well, thank you, Fred. Now, sit down. You're not going to steal my show. Now, it doesn't matter if this guy re-dyes his hair a different color. It doesn't matter if he curls it. It doesn't matter if he gives himself a crew cut. It doesn't matter if he shaves himself bald. I will always call him Hair. That's just the way it goes. So, you know, but anyhow, I'm trying to think of a nickname, you know, like, well, maybe like the fruits, you know, like peach or plum or, I don't know, cherry or kumquat. I don't even know what a kumquat is. I'm sorry. But there's a dog on the stage. Not this one either. But no, like, I'm not going to do the fruit thing, you know? So I'm thinking, oh, shit. Can't be fruits. What else could we do? Animals, like bunny. No. Rabbit. No. That's a bunny. Chipmunk. Squirrel. Crocodile. No, it just didn't work, you know? It just didn't work for me. And I'm really, I got to think about this. I got to come up with something good, you know? Now, let me tell you, first of all, her name is Kai. Kai. 3 letters. K-A-I. Kai. Kai means 20 different things in 20 different languages, all the way from cherry blossom to murderous killer warrior. And everything in between. So I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. So go home, you know, I figured, well, I'll sleep on it, you know. So, you know, I go to bed. I wake up in the morning. I'm a little hungover, a little bit, not quite thinking clearly. And I go, good morning, Kia. And she's like, what? Did you just call me Kia? Kia? Seriously? A car? I'm not Mercedes. I'm not Porsche. I'm not a fucking pole dancer. And I'm like, oh, God, man. Like, oh, you know how I am? You know, I'm always joking. Like, it didn't sound like a joke. No, really, it was a joke. Are you sure? No, it was a joke. So I figure, I got to get out of here. I got to make a quick getaway or something. Throw my legs over the edge of bed. I get up. I start walking out, you know, and I'm like, I'm going to make you the perfect cup of coffee. You just wait right here, babe. And I walked out the door. And I stopped. Babe? Did I say babe? Oh, finger in the hole, babe. Like, oh, no. Well, maybe the words went under their bed, or they floated out the window, or they went in one ear and out the other ear. Like, I'm just not going to say anything. Nothing. So, but I'm going to make the perfect cup of coffee. So I go down there and make the perfect cup. I mean, it's the perfect measurement of coffee. It's exactly 1 7/8 teaspoon of sugar and 2 ounces of milk. It is perfect. That's all I can do. So I go back up there, set my coffee down, you know, hand her cup, climb in bed, and she goes, I like it. And I'm like, you like it? You haven't even tasted it yet. And she's like, no, silly. not the coffee. I liked that you call me babe. I'm like, oh, wow. Well, if you're comfortable with that and you like that, that's what it's going to be, buddy. Oh, it was instant. I mean, instant. She threw that cup of coffee on me like, oh, and I'm going, God, 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 God. And I don't know if I'm saying her name or I am just gasping for air in pain. I'm going, God, God, God. And I went, babe, babe. And she's like, oh, you called me babe. She goes like, oh, it's okay. You're forgiven. Wait a minute. What? What? I am laying here with 3rd-degree burns on my chest, and I need forgiveness? Like, okay, all right, babe. Thank you for your forgiveness. I appreciate that. So, that's pretty much my story. So, I hope some of you out there, and I'm sure some of you out there, this is one of those relatable things. And I hope to tell you some more relatable things, like the 10 or 20 stories I have about being married to somebody 40 years younger than me. But that's for another time. So thanks. You're a great audience. We'll see you later. Can't do this. Just can't do this.